Dum da da dum da da dum da da dum da 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 da. Dum da da dum da da dum da da dum da 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 da.
It began the night of our January school play. Not my self-consciousness, but my story of overcoming it. Somebody grabbed a spotlight and started a sort of game. When the light stopped on you, you'd have to get up and make a speech. And then it happened. There I was, in the spotlight, and I felt uncomfortable and awkward. And different. And they were all watching me. And laughing. At what? At me? What was I doing wrong? Did I look funny? Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I guess I'll just shut up and sit down. It was terrible. I knew it. Hey, that was neat, Marty, but don't be so self-conscious about it. Self-conscious. That was my trouble. That was why I felt so queer. And I begin to remember other times I'd had the same feeling.
Emotionally, mentally, absolutely, I love who I am. Physically, I don't think I'm attractive.
Oh man, it's hard. I feel as though, especially when I do look in the mirror after I jump out of the shower, I'm like, what happened?
I'm sure there are people who have beautiful bodies that have issues. You know, if they get one little pinch of fat, they probably go ballistic. You know, with me, one little pinch of fat is what I have for dinner.
I mean, there was a point maybe 2 years ago where I started going to the gym because I wanted to present myself in a way that made me more attractive or sort of more marketable as someone to date.
I mean, I think the whole thing about having the image of the perfect body is very challenging.
I think if you're not skinny and you're not in a subgroup that allows you not to be skinny, then you're an outcast.
You know, we're human, so we constantly wonder what our emotions wonder what other people are thinking.
There's only one acceptable body size and shape in the gay community, and it's on the Abercrombie model posters. That's the way I feel.
It's hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your world.
It's pretty clear that even in 200 BC, in the Greek Hellenistic period, the fit, chiseled male form was prized. And thousands of years later, as far back as the 1930s, in our own country, men were bombarded with muscle-bound examples of how they should look in order to be true men. And even that standard has progressed to a more severe state over the years. Even G.I. Joe is not immune to the pressure. A more tan and chiseled look has invaded the doll world.
I'm determined to get a six-pack by June.
Why is a six-pack important?
It's important because during the summer I love to be out on the lake, you know, swimming, playing volleyball, you know, and I've noticed that within the past couple of years I haven't been doing those things that actually make me happy. you know, because I've been so self-conscious with my body image that I remain clothed, and I'd rather not even shed anything of what I'm wearing because I'm afraid of, unfortunately, what other people would think of me.
The whole circuit boy thing is really attractive to me, even though, you know, I can kind of think about it analytically and spiritually and say that, you know, there's nothing there. It is completely on the surface. It's two-dimensional, shallow, but it's fucking hot.
I know I'm, you know, I got a little stomach. I'm overweight, I'm fat, you know. Most people tell me that they think that I'm full of shit, but, you know, I am not in any way, shape, or form a gorgeous gay Asian male. I'm not. And I don't like that.
I think there's a lot of fantasy out there, and again, I'm guilty of that as well. As far as who we want to look like, who we want to be with, and we want that person to look like a certain type of body size and shapes, and you know.
I feel uncomfortable with my body size and shape every day since I've been about 10. Since I realized that it was actually important. That's the truth.
Whereas I know that I feel like I'm huge, fat. I don't want anybody looking at me. If somebody was looking at me and said, "Oh, you're sexy," I'd be like, "Why do you think that?" You know, it's sort of built in. I hear these people say, "Oh, I came into these gay meetings and it's just all these handsome men." You know, and I'm looking around as a gay man and thinking, yeah, I might pick one out of you. You know what I mean? And I think we're really hard on each other.
I used to have to get drunk to have sex because it's the only way I could take off my clothes and not, you know, feel like, oh my God.
I was very concerned about my body type. In fact, I was anorexic for about 9 months because I wanted to be thin and beautiful like all the models in LA. And I was in my mid-20s, and it got so bad that I went home to visit my parents one weekend, and they almost put me in the hospital because I was just skin and bones.
The pressure on women to be thin has been widely reported, but some men also fall victim to it. This man was a model before his battle with anorexia, which has reduced him to 92 pounds. April Woodard on the dangers of what some call manorexia.
He had looks to die for, a hunky male model with a totally ripped body, a six-pack with bulging muscles, and Hollywood good looks. It's frightening to imagine that this is the same man today.
I have no body fat, basically.
Frail and emaciated, virtually skin and bones. His skin is paper thin.
It's ravaged my body.